before you finish that,
Sure.
I just want to shout out to, when I was up in Wellington, I went to a protest outside the local government conference up there, and a friend of mine and a friend of BHN was there with me, and I was referred to as her assigned Pākehā. And that's kind of what I feel like when I think about all our Māori listeners that are very generous, pointing out where we've got it right, where we've got it wrong, and just being very tolerant with us and that sort of thing. I feel, chat, that we are your assigned Pākehā. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, on some level, like I was talking, not to get too philosophical about this whole thing, but on some level, what Chewy and I do is really unimportant. Like I was talking to someone the other day that works in a supermarket, and he was a little bit down about life and like about what they do. And I said, when the zombie apocalypse happens, what I do, what me and Chewy do, is not needed. When the zombie apocalypse happens, no one needs to know my thoughts and feelings on the latest policy of the government. But someone needs to be fed. So, I get that what we're doing on some level sort of means nothing. But then on another level, it creates community and we build and stuff around us. And the idea of getting to learn and know and be involved with and be welcomed into, and also to be able to represent from our perspective more of the Māori world. Now that sounds weird, but I'm saying from our perspective, meaning we get to open doors for the experts to come and talk, or we get to share our perspective of morons trying to just get on with life. I have a friend who used to work in kind of the world of parenting advice, and he used to always say, I'm just a beggar trying to show other beggars where to find bread. And I feel like that a lot. And I think about that a lot, because there's nothing that I'm Chewy, I don't mean to talk you down, but I feel like there's nothing that we do that's special. There's nothing about us that's special. We're just beggars trying to help other beggars find bread. And when we're talking about Māori issues, Māori in our lives and who are part of us and who have welcomed us in, they're actually the bakers of the bread. They're the ones who, they know the bread, they know the recipe. And we're just beggars trying to show other beggars where to find bread. And it just, I haven't thought more than, I've said this a couple of times on the show, but I feel like if you don't accept as a New Zealander that the Māori story is a part of your story, then you're not a New Zealander. Like I feel quite closely to me. I always joke, I'm Celtic. I'm so white, I'm pale blue. But yeah, and you're even whiter. But I feel quite close to the Māori story because I feel quite close to New Zealand. And the Māori story is an integral part of the New Zealand story. So if you're of this country, then it feels like, and I probably am the wrong person to say this because I'm not Māori to be able to offer this story to all of you. So I'll just tell you how I feel. I feel like the Māori story is a part of my story, even though I'm pale blue, because I'm of New Zealand and the Māori story is of New Zealand. And I feel like the people who say things like Māori aren't special and put up a post about it, they're revolting scum turds to scrape off the bottom of your shoe, but actually, maybe more importantly, is they're missing it. You're missing it. You're missing what it means to be a New Zealander, because there is only one thing really that's unique about this country, and that's the Māori culture. Really, that's the only thing. I mean, yeah, Australia, they play rugby. South Africa, they have Christmas on the beach. There's all these things that we look to be New Zealand. The one that's really unique is this Māori culture. So if you're not a part of that, or if you don't want to have that as a part of your story, then you're not a good New Zealander and you're missing out on possibly the best part of New Zealand.